In the last year, Speed, the biggest YouTube streamer, has been showing us how athletically gifted he's been by racing his viewers, popular YouTubers, massive media names, and even the Olympic and world champion Noah Lyles. Recently, he has started an American football series, and in his first episode with Tom Brady, he completed NFL combine tests to see if he could become a prospect. But the one test we all care about is the 40-yard dash, and after watching it, I kind of realized Speed isn't that fast. The amount of glaze he gets on the internet from his viewers that don't actually understand what it means to be fast is crazy. Don't get me wrong, Speed is truly a gifted athlete and he's probably faster than the average person, but when comparing him to actual sports professionals where you have to be a freak of nature to make it, is a different story. In the video, he claims to become a defensive back, or more specifically a cornerback. And when it comes to the 40-yard dash, he needs to break 4.5 seconds to be considered a prospect. Attempt 1, he ran 4.69, and then 4.75, and then 4.61, and finally a sub 4.5. From a track perspective, it's kind of hard to know how good your 40-yard dash time is, as that is 36.6 meters and isn't really a distance that you do in track and field. But hey, I mean, his 4.49 seconds isn't too bad at all. It's pretty decent, and after him racing people for the last year, he still doesn't know how to do a 3-point start. I'd say it's pretty good. But when looking back at the NFL combine runs and averages for the 40-yard dash, he isn't even compared to the average NFL player. The average 40-yard dash time for a cornerback was 4.45, whilst an average defensive back was 4.55.
Okay, so Speed is just below average for a cornerback and is above average actually for the defensive back.
What's your point?
Look, I am no expert on American football, but have you seen the players that are just classed as even average for the league? They are freaks. They are built and they're taller and they're more skillful and they've probably been training their whole life for this. They are crazy athletic for how big they are, and having that much skill on the field and having IQ really shows in professional play. And that's only considering the 40-yard dash time. Haters will now say,
oh, he hasn't even trained for it and he has so much potential to be good.
And yeah, I agree with that. However, potential means nothing if it never turns into action. And let's be real, Speed doesn't need to do this. He doesn't need to prove himself to actually make it into a professional team. He's already got millions of followers and is more of a celebrity than most celebrities. But I respect it. He's doing SideQuest and being able to work with Tom Brady and be sponsored to do this whole NFL combine thing. I would take that deal too. But that is his gimmick. He is a very athletic content creator, and that is where I respect him. But he isn't as fast as everyone else plays him out to be. And that is what pisses me off the most, is when people online that have no clue what it means to be an athlete comment on things like this. Going back to the Noah Lyles and Speed race, all of the chat gremlins were like,
oh, it was such a close race and Speed's gonna make it into the Worlds and go to the Olympics and oh my god, he's so fast.
Such delusion. Noah Lyles is a showman. He made that race look closer than it actually was. There was no way in hell Speed was winning that. But what interests me the most was Noah actually saying for Speed to train with him, as I think that would have been a good move, knowing that his gimmick is all about racing people and backflips and being athletically gifted. I would have thought maybe he would train a little bit, but then again, he's just a content creator. He isn't about that life. But I mean, in the last year, it looks like that he's bulked up just for this NFL combine thing, and to be fair enough, but being bigger and bulking up doesn't always mean you're going to be faster. And then looking at the race he did against Daniel Labelle, Speed actually looked pretty good. But Daniel was like 39, and to be fair, he then the next day after he lost ran an 11.3 in the 100 meters, and I think that is more impressive. Daniel also then claims that Speed could go under 10.75, and that is where I disagree. Yes, Speed has great acceleration mechanics, but he can't keep that up. I bet at most he could probably run an 11 flat or just about a sub 11. Maybe if he trained endurance and was able to keep some sort of technique and form throughout the race, maybe he could go 10.7. But he's not about to grind for months just to prove this, as he's Ishowspeed. He doesn't have to, he doesn't need to do this at all. But the difference from him running his slowest 40-yard dash time to his quickest was all technique. He was trying too hard and trying to force the speed, and as soon as he started to relax, pick up some technique points from the people that helped him in that day, he finally ran the sub 4.5 yard dash, and fair play. But then everyone's talking about his 100 meter time, and to be fair, I think he'll be a really good 60 meter runner. Without him knowing about it, he's actually got some pretty natural and good technique for his acceleration phases and even start phases. Then again, that's all potential and interpretation of what he could be. And that concludes my argument. Speed is not fast. He is faster than the general public and people that watch his videos, but you can't compare him to actual professional athletes. They are the real freaks of nature, and to be fair, you could class Speed as a freak of nature being that gifted as a content creator, but I still think there is no comparison between them. And before you ask any questions, yes, I do believe I can beat Speed. I've only ran 10.7 in the 100 and 7 flat in the 60, and I still think I could beat his 40-yard dash time. But let's be real, no one cares if I actually think I'm faster than Speed, because I'm not going to be able to prove it by racing against him, because that will never happen. And also, I don't care enough to actually run the 40-yard dash as a video just to prove it. So with that being said, thank you all for watching the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.